You are watching. Pause. We pause for a second or two. How do we keep life coherent when so much is changing? This is episode 250. Public spaces, facial recognition. For the last 3 episodes, we have talked about, or I have talked about, a few different aspects of starting a company for pause, writing a book about pausing, and how to monetize pausing. And in today's episode, we will step away from that sort of group of subjects. We will move away from pausing as a company, book, monetization, and we will move, in a sense, back to talking about a contemporary subject that is of interest to all of us. So today we will talk about a political, a social, a technological piece of change that is now underway. And we will pause with it and have a moment to just catch up, have our heart catch up with what this change means for us. So today's episode is called Public Spaces, Facial Recognition. And this is due to that in Britain right now, they have started making use of smart cameras and facial recognition in public spaces for law enforcement. And I live in Sweden, and in the Swedish news it is being discussed that this law enforcement measure will possibly be implemented also here in Sweden, possibly soon. I don't know, they didn't specify. But nonetheless, we will pause with it and just reflect upon how it feels, this piece of change. So first, it is proper to just describe as factually correct as we can what has been implemented now in Britain, so we know what we're talking about. So what I have seen is a clip online of a London police officer describing what this measure is, and also that the officer gave the reporter in this clip a piece of literature, a pamphlet on how this technology is being used and how it is not being used. So what I'm saying now is based upon that clip and that piece of literature, that paper. So combined what the police officer said and what the literature said. So basically in London, they place these police vans with smart cameras placed around. Cameras which can pick up people's faces, recognize faces. And then inside the van sits one or more police officers in front of computer screens. And on these computers they are running a piece of software which is working in a specific way, which the police officer and the literature described. So this software first, if I understood it correctly, it registers all people's faces in the vicinity that the cameras can see. And all the faces registered are being matched with the catalog of faces that the police are having. So it's being cross-checked against the police registered list of people that they are looking for, people of interest. And if a person is being picked up by one of these cameras and also is matched with this list of people of interest, then the software alerts the police inside the van that a person of interest is there and they might take some course of action as a response to that. And what the officer said and what the literature said is that all the faces being registered by the cameras, which does not match up with this list of interest, this list of people of interest, all those faces are erased in the software, deleted. So, according to the officer and the pamphlet, a person that is not on the list of people of interest will not be registered to have been there at that point in time. It will be deleted. And this is the new measure being taken. Okay. So then we pause and just reflect upon, what is this? How does it feel once our heart catches up with what I have just described? The emotional situation for today's episode is our worn out situation. It is when we feel tired, too tired to move forward, and we feel spread thin at our wits' end, like we don't know how to move forward. And the emotional skill of today's episode is specific skill proximity, and it is specific for our worn out situation. Proximity is about that if we spend time in close proximity with something that is asymmetrical to us, something that is much above us in how it feels like it's looking down on us, or if we are the ones above and looking down on someone. If we are in close proximity to such an extreme asymmetry, then in time we will be worn out. We like symmetry. We like when we can meet on equal footing. And when there is not equal footing, we will feel worn out from it. That is specific skill, proximity. And for the last 20 years, we have seen many examples of science fiction movies where similar kinds of technology is being utilized, where people's faces are being registered or at least checked, checked to a database to find people of interest. So we have seen movies like that for the last 20 years or so. And now we're seeing it implemented in real life. Now in Britain, and possibly soon in my home country, in Sweden. And a movie is one thing, and reality is another. What we can say for sure now, you can see that I'm pausing a lot here, because I want to find a constructive tone here. I want to find a constructive sort of ground to stand on. You, me. And no matter how we see it, when government officials are sitting in a van looking at footage of the people walking past and having their faces, having their names pop up, their personal information, their track records, where they live, basically no limitations to what kind of information they will see. If we go to a public space where such a police van is stationed, that relationship between us and the police officers, as human beings, it will be very asymmetrical. They will know everything about us walking there as civilians, and we will know nothing about them sitting inside the police van. It is extremely asymmetrical. They will know name, face, everything, and we will know nothing. We will not even know if someone is sitting in the van. Possibly. Yes, of course, we can approach the police van and knock and see if someone's there, but still it's a extremely asymmetrical relationship. So usually when a government official or a police is approaching a civilian on the street, the police and the civilian are in that moment, in that public space, they know roughly the same amount of information about each other. If not, the civilian is a recorded criminal since past, they know equally little about each other. The civilian doesn't know the police name. The police doesn't know the civilian's name. It's quite equal how they meet. And now, with this new technology, facial recognition, the police officer or whatever representative getting access to this information, this technology, will know basically everything and anything about the civilian approaching, and the civilian will know still basically nothing. So it changes the dynamics between a government official and a civilian from something quite symmetrical to something highly asymmetrical. And how will that feel to the civilian? How will that feel to the police officer? I'm not sure. It will probably. I don't think it's too out there to speculate that it will change the dynamics. This is different from this. It will change. And it could be that it will take some time for us to catch up with what we really feel about this new technology. How we feel about us moving into the public space and knowing that perhaps some government official right now knows that I'm here and knows everything about me and is watching me. And it changes what public spaces are. And also that the technology is new and powerful, and we do not know it that well yet. We have not grown accustomed to it yet. It's even though we have had so many sci-fi movies about it through the years, it feels strange. That's it for today. Thank you.